Hello and welcome to the back nine of round one of the 2025 Grip EQ 43rd Kansas City Wide Open, presented by Under Par. Our fifth stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Honk. Professional geese.
Yeah.
Really.
So many cute dogs on the course
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
So many.
Mm-hmm. That's honestly the story of the day.
Legitimately. One of the softest dogs in the world followed my card. I'm not lying. Katie. Christmas Katie is the dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also happening, Holyn, Handley, and Scoggins tied for the lead with Haiti Line on our feature card. Kat Mertsch working her way back to even after a rough start. Lisa Fajkus finding some green with a great putt on the last hole of the front nine after a few bad breaks and a few kind of missed putts from nerves, it looks like. Hole 10 is another reachable par 3. Love all of the reachable par 3s out here, 336 feet. It keeps you honest, though. That right side OB, it looks like it really bubbles out in the T sign, but it's more of a straight line, so you can find it if you turn it over, and then that left side OB patch can come into play if you saw it off, and there's some woods over to the left. But realistically, you just want to throw a nice hyzer and get in the circle and putt. It's a right to left wind, so pretty favorable to hang it out to the right, but Lisa overturning this and gonna find the out of bounds. On the T sign, it looks like that would have been in.
Oh, and with a little bit of a lower line. I love the flex line. That's what I choose as well. But you do oftentimes kind of bring that center OB into play if you finish out just a little bit too early. Whoa, Cat going huge hyzer. I don't know how intentional that was.
I mean, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, but that was a little higher, maybe a little more nose up than she anticipated. That right to left wind really can play with the disc if you put it that high in the air.
And Holyn also kind of sawing it off. Surprisingly easy to do, but going to be left with a circle 2 putt. Oh, okay. So I was wrong. So Lisa is inbounds here. No, she's not. Okay, sorry. She's taking it from... Okay, yeah, it's her third shot. She's taking it way back. It just looks kind of funny because of the angle of where the OB goes.
Oh,
okay,
okay,
right
but
angle.
she is in safe land.
No, she was out. That was her third shot.
No, but like her stance was safe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you see a lot of this, a lot of circle 2s, a lot of long circle 1s. You'd see a lot more birdies on this hole, I think, if the pin was not elevated, which I guess is generally true, but it's a very windy green. Lisa into a straight headwind here and cashes the bogey save.
Oh, and makes good on her comeback putt for par. There were 10 birdies out of 42 competitors on this one. About a quarter of the field getting it. But quite a few bogeys, the same amount.
One that you think would be easy, but they can all get you out here.
Yeah,
that's
that's
love
another
a crack at this in the calm
Yeah,
weather.
that's another snake bite hole. You're like pretty relaxed when you step up to the tee pad and you're like, oh my God, I'm out of bounds. Holy cow.
Oh my.
How'd that happen? Here's another short par 3 at 286 feet, but look at this gap. I like this kind of force flex or maybe a little hyzer flipping shot. You see players go right side of all those trees and just chip a little hyzer. You can see flex shots through the left gap. You can see forehands through the left gap. That OB on the left side of the green is much tighter. We had a right to left wind today?
No, it was left to right,
Left to
I
right.
believe. Because the right to left is nice for the hyzer.
Yes. Oh, and it was not today.
Yeah, because I would only throw the hyzer personally in a right to left wind. Otherwise, I think the gap plays better for my game. Owen working the gap here, and she's going to find the circle. It's well done.
286 feet. It seems so doable. It actually even looks close, in my opinion, but then you throw your shot and you throw it pretty hard and you still find yourself oftentimes at the edge of circle 1 short.
Yeah, it's just hard to fully commit to such a narrow gap. Holyn looks like she's lining up the hyzer. Definitely needs to give it some extra power here with that left to right wind. That's great.
Wow.
Yeah, the hyzer's crazy because you got to really hug those two trees right there to get it close.
Yeah, I would never even consider it.
Like I said, I only consider it if the wind is on my side. And
Oh, that's so good from Lisa.
yeah. Holyn up first for the birdie bid. Our feature card all finding the circle, and the wind down here. Holyn able to capitalize on another birdie, moving to 5 down. Own to match. No problem.
Half the field getting at least to circle 2, but only 15 birdies. Our lead card making this look feature card making this look so easy.
Gosh, you would never know Kat Mertsch went triple, then bogey on the first 2 holes. Now she's 1 down. Lisa, after a couple really good makes, just airballing that one, now has a similar putt coming back.
I've never seen Lisa with the yips. This is so surprising.
Yeah, she's really known for her good putting.
I wonder if there's something going on with her hand too, if it's just mental. We can all relate to that. Anyone that's played competitive disc golf knows what it's like, or competitive sports in general knows what it's like to get the yips. But who knows? Lisa could have some sort of injury.
A lot of green on a lot of these scorecards. 5 down leading the way through 11 holes. Hole 12, a par 4, 543 feet. Very narrow tunnel here. You see putters, you see mids, you see fairways and distance drivers. It's crazy. You see it all. You want to land in the center. The placement is more important than the distance. And this second shot is really tough to find the circle. It just remains a narrow tunnel the entire way. I think backhand is going to be the most predominant play to try to get the birdie, but a par is great on this one. You see a lot of shots just barely trickle off into either side, so that's why you see a lot of the slower speed shots. At 543, you don't really need to get crazy aggressive.
I love this hole.
Yeah,
I
like like it.
It's such a classic disc golf hole.
Mm-hmm. Own disking down to a rock 3, and that looks great.
It's so pretty too. I just wish we got to play more holes like this. It's very reminiscent of some of the holes out at Northwood Black.
True. Yeah, and I just love it because it's hard, but it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's nothing crazy or weird about it. Oh my gosh.
Kat pushing the ceiling as much as you can,
Wow.
crushing it. She's gonna make the spectators turn around. She's gonna be in a tough place though.
Yeah.
Getting pinched on that left side can be brutal.
I've not seen anyone get even close to that level of aggressive.
Look at
Holyn
Holyn.
also just going to punch it so far down there. Look at, yeah, they're turning around now. That's crazy.
There's not necessarily an advantage to doing that.
Yeah.
A little bit surprising. I guess maybe it makes it so you can throw more of a chippy shot up to the green instead of having to send something.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Lisa, again,
kick.
just getting a really brutal kick. She's going to have to pitch out. This is important to make sure she pitches out to a good spot.
And even if she does, which she does, it's still a tricky upshot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Kat and Holyn both off the fairway, but probably easy pars.
Yeah, that's true.
Own just kind of pitching up to the left side.
But if those hit a tree, both of those frisbees were going to no man's land.
I hear you. You think I'm doing what they're doing?
No.
Nah.
Absolutely. I'm throwing a mid.
Yeah.
And I'm loving my life.
Put that on a t-shirt. I'd wear it.
I get giddy when I get to throw mids on pro tour courses. I'm like, hell yeah.
Get a couple butterflies.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, I've missed you guys. Okay, Holland's going to show us that there is an advantage to doing what she did.
Little touchy forehand line. I got some butterflies from that. Man, cool play. It's always fun to see kind of the game just advance forward, because a couple years ago, no one would be trying to get it this far.
No.
And Kat also able to find the circle. Okay, I'm grabbing my distance driver tomorrow. I'm going for it.
I'm not. I'm gonna chip my little mid right up to the middle. Chip another mid right to the green.
I am too.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Owen pitching up for her par. Lisa looking to put this one close.
Oh,
nice
my gosh.
birdie.
That's great. Kat, one of only 6 birdies.
Lisa with a solid bogey save after a really rough kick on the drive.
Owen with a nice par, and Holyn just a tap-in birdie. Kat and Holyn just flexing on me when I ask what the advantage is.
There's really no advantage.
Nope.
Let's run the tape back. I think that's what you said.
Yep.
And Kat Mertsch stopping to smell the roses, so important.
Wow.
Holyn,
some beautiful B-roll.
Holyn able to pull ahead into the solo lead for, I believe, the first time today.
At Pound, the quality of our gear runs deeper than the stitching. That's why we design and build everything right here in the US. We source the highest quality US materials to make the most comfortable and durable pack in disc golf.
Here's another short par 3. It's 304 feet. This played as the second easiest hole of the day. And you can see why. There's nothing really to worry about except for the very daunting OB all the way down the right and left side and the ripping crosswind.
Yep. And the right to left sloping fairway that likes to just kick your backhand out of bounds left side.
It's just like a fast green, heavy wind. It's not that big of a deal. But in reality, it is a pretty simple hyzer shot as far as shot shape goes. It is mostly about getting your disc to land softly and making sure that you read the wind accurately. I think Kat pulling out that J. Again, I love a slow speed disc here.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, no wind. When I came through, it was a really strong left
Me
to right
too.
that kind of like held the hyzer
Yeah.
kind of out of bounds on the right side.
Oh, ours was a right to left when we came through.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Swirly up here on this hill. It was right to left tail.
Yeah, it was still tail, but it was left to right for sure because it kept mine out of bounds. Holyn with a really nice shot there. Going to be putting.
It looks dead calm.
Yeah. I don't know. Anytime it's kind of like Mill Ridge in Nashville last week. Anytime you get a combination of kind of hills and tunnels and these trees, you get some strange wind that switches a lot.
And the fact that a front is pushing through.
True.
It's not just a windy day, it's a storm front.
Lisa pushing that left side, but she's going to be safe. But you can see how quickly those hyzers can find that left side OB. Oh, and catching Ban on a long birdie bid. Yes.
Wow.
Wow. Kat Mertsch heating up. Now a turkey to move to 3 down. Lisa over the basket on her birdie look. Holyn to move to 7.
Dang.
Bogey free 7 and a turkey as well.
45% of the field birdieing this hole.
Lisa coming back for par. And a solid conversion there. Two birdies, 2 pars, pretty typical. Man, 7 down through 13. Whew. Hole 14, another par 4, 701 feet. This one can be tough. You want to get as close to that drop zone over there as you can. The drop zone is for the mandatory on the right. You really want to stay out of that right side. Second shot, if you're at the corner, you might want to attack, but if you're just a little short of the corner, you see a lot of pitch ups kind of to this area, maybe circle 2. This green is pretty treacherous. I mean, the drop off behind it is less, it's 5 feet from the basket. The power players here are going to have a big advantage in being able to see the pin if they get far enough off the tee. Ella Hansen from Chase Card with a perfect drive. I still think you might want to land, 20 feet farther than that, though, to actually see the pin.
Yeah, you really have to push that OB line deep, which is scary for the power players. It's definitely within reach of going OB deep.
I love a sidearm on the second.
Yeah, I think having a distant sidearm is a huge advantage. The backhand is just too much right turn too late in the flight. But the danger of a forehand is you can so easily skip off this very fast green, mulchy green. Ella's, though, checks up in time, parked.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Here's some wind.
There it is.
When I came through, it was a left to right tail. Not sure about you.
I think that's right too, and it's parallel with the last hole. So this is a weird headwind.
Cat Mertsch in a really good spot. Wow.
Just a ripping headwind.
It looks like left to right later as well.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, that's perfect. Holyn really managing that wind nicely with her Z-Swirl Vulture.
You can see the flag on the last hole just standing straight out now.
And this is the biggest mistake to avoid here. Own very fortunate to kick out of there. She could have missed the mandatory. She could have gone so deep in the woods and had to pitch out and be out of position for par. You can see how stoked she is to get a good kick.
That was very friendly.
Lisa with a pretty typical play here. That's going to be a fine shot, but she's going to be just slightly out of position to attack. Most of the field playing for par on this one. Own clarifying because it's a dog leg right, her foot is behind her disc to the left instead of kind of what you'd typically expect to see behind it. And that's going to be a good shot, but it's a scary little approach from there with the water behind. Lisa maybe sawing that off just a touch. Yep.
Oh, man. That OB line on the right side coming up so quickly.
Holyn in a good position to attack, similar to where we saw Ella just throw, and that looks good.
Yeah, really working that right side and skipping all the way up to circle's edge with a scary little putt left.
It is a lot of really pretty water right behind that.
Cat way down here.
Mm-hmm. That's the best drive I've seen.
Me too. Oh.
I think it's okay.
Oh, hits one of the tree branches that I was worried about.
It's okay.
A sea of pollen.
Yeah. Owns third. I like a forehand on this. She goes backhand. Classic own. Great shot.
This played as the third most difficult hole of the day. That's not surprising to me. This is one of the ones that I think about when I think of a tweener.
Mm-hmm.
As far as birdie ability goes.
Ooh, birdie ability. Love that.
Thank you. It's definitely in the Webster's Dictionary. Not made up. You see a lot of pitch ups like this for par. Really, really tough to get to this green.
Holyn to go 4 in a row. It leaves it just 1 inch short.
Oh, relatable.
It's so hard to really run this thing with that water looming. Lisa's still struggling on the putting green.
So Ella was one of 3 birdies on this hole today. Deanne Carey and Katrina Allen were the other 2. Shout out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one to get.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to see more than maybe 5 birdies a day
Yeah,
on this one.
agreed. But it's just not quite long enough to call it a par 5.
Very true. The birdie ability, though.
Yeah.
Conversely, the bogey ability.
There was 45% of the field with a bogey.
Oof.
And 55 with the double bogeys included.
Hole 15 is a fun one. It's your turn.
It's 288 feet, but look at this gap. People will try this. Those people are crazy. No, it's a big enough gap that you can throw a backhand flex shot. A putter's fine. A mid-range is fine. You could even see a fairway, but you just have to be okay with the fact that you could lose a disc because you're carrying water for so much of the flight. There's a right side gap as well, but it doesn't necessarily set you up for birdie. I haven't seen very many people opting for a forehand here. It's kind of a funky line, but I do love this.
The sidearm is surprisingly hard to get through this gap.
Yeah.
Ella going to be one of the few able to do it and park it.
You really have to master that pushing hyzer
Yeah,
that not a lot of players have.
very true. The other play is to just throw a pitch up on this left side and go pitch, pitch, par.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Here is Cadence Bird. She was on my card. She's one of the crazy people that goes for it. Comes up just a bit short, almost makes it to the other side.
Sorry. And this is a really intense drop zone, reminiscent of hole 8 at Maple Hill, straight at the water downhill.
I love how she takes a knee here, trying to get close to that basket's level.
What a save!
I know. So good.
If she misses, it's in the water for sure.
Yep. It's only about 20 feet from the water's edge, if that.
Wow, very cool.
Kat gonna opt for the forehand as well. She's one of the few forehand players that does have that hyzer. Oh, she's
Just pitching, yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
Which is a great play.
Yep.
I think you really have to be feeling yourself to go for this.
Do you think Holyn's feeling herself?
She's always feeling herself.
Yeah, she's geared up. There
Respectfully.
it goes. Respectfully.
Ah, so close. Own, not gonna mess around, going right side.
So I was trying this right side, but it's almost worse.
Yeah,
It just, you can get the skip like Own, of course, is going to get.
of course.
But it just doesn't, it's too high risk to try, I think, with like a disc that's fast enough to get a huge skip.
I agree.
You see a lot of players too landing in those woods deep, and it's brutal. Lisa throws a great forehand, but it's going to be in kind of a funky spot. She's going to have to pitch out to the wide right side.
Yeah, most pitch ups land here where Kat is, leaving an open shot. I haven't seen it's like an aggressive layup from Lisa, but she's close.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's fine.
Oh, she's going to go left side. All right.
Is she?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. A lot of risk reward on this one. I feel like it could really come down to it on the final day. These last couple holes here are pretty intense.
Own one of the few that probably was able to even have a birdie look going up that right gap. This hole's wild because it's 288 feet, but there was only 3 birdies. Yeah, Casey Pennington and Ella Hansen were the only 2 players to park it. Shout out Casey. She used to live in the Kansas area. She now lives in Texas, I believe. She moves around a lot for work, but she's a Kansas City local. At times, Jennifer Smiley made a circle 2 putt for birdie.
Lisa converting a nice par putt. Holyn going to take her first bogey of the round. Holyn still leading the way at 6 down. Own and Valerie Mendojano tied for second at 5. Hole 16, another par 5, only 779 feet, but very uphill on the drive. You want to get past this stake that we just passed on the right. I like landing kind of more on the left side. Second shot, you want to crest the hill and land ideally a little bit more on the right side to kind of open up this final shot, though it's a very, very guarded green, as you can see. Distance is not the problem here. It's just trying to get aggressive, but also make sure you stay in bounds. It was a ripping headwind when I came through. We'll see what these ladies have to deal with.
And Kat doing just about all you can here. It's kind of silly to put it high enough to go as far as you would like to because that OB comes up so fast on the left side. Owen's really going to be flirting. Oh, yep, she's out. You see a lot of players landing, like Erika said, right by that pole, that white pole in the middle, but that's like probably only at about 300 feet.
Yeah.
300 feels like 400.
It does because it's so uphill. And you'll occasionally see like a big booming turning shot, but it's just not quite worth it to mess with that right-hand side, especially in a headwind.
Those woods are wild.
They are dense. Yeah, you're usually going to see this kind of like pushing, gentle hyzer, and that's fantastic from Holyn.
And then you're left with this shot. It is really tough.
It is. You got to throw nose up.
But you don't want to.
You don't.
And you have to push the tree line on the right side or else you will find the OB so fast. But you're trying to bite off distance, but you can't. It's a really interesting game you have to play.
It is. Lisa landing closer to the top of the hill, which is nice, but she kind of buzzes the top. I think she's going to land pretty short.
Kat putting a lot more height on that than I would have expected, but it's working. She gets a little turn.
Yeah, that'll be good. Ooh, love the sidearm.
Me too. Good
to
play.
Land on the right. Holyn pushing that left side OB, which is a really smart play. That is a very stable disc. Solid. Probably sets up for another sidearm from there.
Here's Lisa, the third shot down to the green. This is a really fun downhill shot. I like that she's riding that right side. She's not necessarily trying to get all the way down into putting range. She's going to find that little grouping of trees in the middle, which is fine. She'll have a no-nonsense up and down to the green from there.
This is a hole that I think we are going to see some eagles on, or at least one over the weekend, but I think potentially like multiple every day.
You think so?
I think it's possible, but it could just be because I watched Jen Allen today, who already got one eagle and was really aggressive on the tee shot of this one.
This is not one I had in mind for eagle.
I don't, but then I saw it and was like, oh yeah, I guess it is only 780.
No, I mean for the competitors.
No way!
My.
Okay, well that's not what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's the only way to eagle.
Look at her! Oh my gosh.
There's like you would have to throw something in. Even Holyn throwing 2 monster shots isn't even close.
Wow. She says, I don't know how I feel. She was going to blast past this basket and be in the rough past it. But hey, eagle, baby.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I just... Everyone's left with whatever this type of approach. Ooh, Holyn sawing that off a little bit.
Getting pretty lucky through there. All right, maybe I just saw Jennifer Allen get crazy aggressive and it gave me a false impression.
Yeah, that's kind of her game plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it works. Occasionally.
Shots fired.
No, Jen knows. She knows. She's like, I'll go out of bounds more than anyone else, but she throws some shots that you're like, what?
Oh, Kat Mertsch. Can you believe she started this round at 4 up? She's inspiring.
Fighter. Mm-hmm. Kat was the only eagle today. Holyn having to do some work to get her birdie. She was one of only 4 birdies today.
Great step putt uphill here. Really nice extension, especially her tongue, not just her hand.
All muscles.
Just willing the disc forward. Ooh, look at that kick. There's a lot happening on 16 right now. I'm here for it.
2 slow messes and a throw in. Come on.
Look at this kick. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Lisa with a very awkward stance.
I'm surprised she's not to the right side of it, but it works. It works.
So many questions.
We're not there.
We're
She's
not there. There's something probably in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was only 4 eagles. I mean, 4 birdies. I don't know if there's going to be.
You're right. I just watched Jen, and
Where'd
it's my first time here.
Go?
It's my first time here. Well, her first shot was just a turnover to the top of the hill, and then her second shot was like a little
huge.
sawed off.
Yeah.
But it was the easiest
Little up.
It was short. Anyway,
Here's hole 17. It's 460 feet. This is a tough par 4. I don't know how I feel about this hole. I like wooded disc golf, but this one is just a little frustrating. I think there's a narrow gap off the tee pad that's hard to hit. It's more like a hallway, honestly. And the landing zone is like, I don't know, 10 by 10.
I would say
if that's
6 by 6.
6 by 6 down a tight hallway. And if you don't land in that landing zone, you're only getting up and down if you're lucky. If you're pinched off anywhere right or left of that 6 by 6 hallway, you have nothing. You can try to throw a roller. You can try to like throw something at a wall of trees and see what happens. But it's just a pretty rough second shot here on the 17th.
Kat with a good shot, but the fact that she got through that left side clean is wild. You don't usually see that. Holyn pushing the back wall, which I like this play better. You can see it's a much cleaner line.
That slanty tree that we see them landing next to is a really good indicator. We'll see what they have to work with from there.
Allie Smith was telling me the past 2 years, it kind of can come down to this hole if it's tight going into the final round. And you can see why, except that they are all lacing it.
This is crazy to watch. Just all in the exact same place.
This gap, how big is this gap?
8 feet.
Yeah.
10 feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe 10. And this is a more typical shot. Like that is a perfect drive. So the fact that, I don't know, some of these ladies are like 30, 40 feet past that is crazy.
This is incredible that everyone is landing right here.
It is. We're gonna see some stuff later this weekend.
Lisa set up so perfect, but not able to capitalize. Owen, you can see just a little pinched off to the right of that 6 by 6 landing zone.
But yeah, you'll take it anytime.
Mm-hmm. And look at that perfect patent pending to circle 1.
I can't believe they all just did it perfect.
I know, it's crazy.
I mean, Kat didn't do it perfect, but she got through perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Holyn finding a little scrambly line here.
She's good at these. A little low, but she'll be just outside the circle looking at another birdie.
Lisa going to have to throw a sharp hyzer to get up to the basket here.
That looks good. Good
Real
recovery.
nice.
Par here feels great.
Yeah.
Kat working a sidearm.
Pinched off early, trying to throw a turnover shot uphill. It gets inside the circle.
I like to see Kat throwing more sidearm. She really hasn't been all year, and I know she's been working on it. You can see her putting it into practice.
Ooh, Holyn with an obstructed putt almost manages to sling a little hyzer in there. Yeah, she's fun to watch throw forehands. It doesn't look like she's really holding on to it. And then it comes out with so much power.
Yeah. But also she's like a hyzer flip style that we don't see a ton of. That's interesting to watch.
It almost looks like a loose grip more than a hyzer. Like it's so crazy looking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do. Own with a really nice conversion for a birdie there.
And they come out a little wobbly, but like so pure. And then they flatten out and I don't know. It's fun to watch. There were only 7 birdies on 17 today. This is to me a good one to get. I feel great about it.
I am surprised that there's more on this one than the previous one. More birdies.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, 1 to go. Holyn leading the way at 7. Owen in solo second at 6 down. Got a couple of 5s. Pretty competitive in the top 12 or so, it looks like. One last par 5 to round things out, 749 feet. The drone is flying through a middle gap. Most of us are going to land more right side and take a tunnel shot to land in this little bubble right here. The closer you land to that corner, the easier this upshot is up to an elevated pin. There's out of bounds everywhere. We are going to see some ladies throw more to the left off the tee and kind of take that outside route that the drone flew, but it requires a really sharp hyzer sidearm that is pretty risky. So I don't know. I think more people are going to take the tunnel. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't even really look on at the other side.
The OB pinches so close.
Yeah, and I just think the tunnel is pretty fair.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you leave it a little short like Own does, you're going to be able to get down and put yourself in some sort of position to go across the final OB to the green.
And even if you have to take one pitch up shot, you can still play for par.
Yep.
Kat looks like she's in a perfect spot.
Yeah, I feel like the whole designers kind of intended everyone to go
Tunnel.
the tunnel. Yeah.
Holyn gonna take the other route.
Yeah, she's not going to listen.
But
She's going
she
her
throws
own way.
far enough where she might be able to get kind of aggressive on this second shot. Ooh, Lisa contending with that tree, but gets past it and lands in a decent spot.
This is a little bit of a scary shot here for Own. That OB pinches pretty tight from the left-hand side. She's going to need to carry right at the end. Oh, and she's short of it, not worried about it quite yet. And she's going to be a little bit maybe too short to go for the green.
Yeah,
Would you say?
decision time for sure.
Yeah.
It was a headwind when I came through on the final shot. We'll see what they are dealing with. Lisa going backhand through the tunnel. That looks really solid.
I can't believe we can't see the OB yet. It's just so tight right there.
It is. Yeah, you want to land at what? Probably 30 or 40 feet farther than Lisa did to have like a nice simple upshot.
Yep.
Up to the green.
Oh.
Kat with some nice power on that side. I'm going to get tangled up. She's going to be playing for par from there. Wow.
Whoa.
Holyn can almost think about going for this, which is wild. I mean, not really. I've just never seen someone get that far.
I mean, in practice, she would try it.
Yeah, for sure.
And
she in? She's barely in.
She crawls over the OB line.
Wow. And you want to be at the end of that bubble. She's barely in the beginning of it.
Kat just chipping up. She's going to throw her third shot over the OB area to the green.
Wind looks kind of down here.
Yeah, it sure does. This is weird.
It was raging.
Me too.
All right. Holyn puts it just outside the bullseye. Huh. Okay, Own going for it with a forehand.
Not as pinched as I thought she was.
Definitely not comfortable.
Nope. That's a crush of a shot to carry the OB, though, and she is good for it. No,
not quite. Just a bit
Dang.
short. I think it was very close, and she's gonna have to take it
all the way back.
Yeah, like 200 feet back. How far do you think Lisa is here?
I would say 280 as the crow flies, but plays like 320.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a perfect estimate, which is crazy because I never agree with you on distances.
Ooh. Dang.
Lisa pushing the back wall on her third, gonna have a circle 2 look, I believe, for birdie. Kat's fourth.
It's so weird. Even if I had a really good shot to this little landing zone, I felt like I still had to do like a full grunt to get up and over this. Like it plays farther than it looks.
Like if it's calm, you're grabbing like a mid-range or a fairway, but I found myself even from close, like here, wanting to bump up in speed.
And you could see when Lisa threw, this green is so narrow. Mm-hmm. You could go by this basket. I think the OB line's only 25 feet past it. So you got to come in nice and soft.
Kat just going to lay up for a bogey. Here's Lisa to try to finish with a birdie here. Right at circle's edge, going to leave that low.
There were only 6 birdies on hole 18. It played as the 4th most difficult hole of the day. I think it's always going to be one of the most difficult holes. That last OB carry is so tough, and how much can go wrong before you even get there.
And 17-18 is going to be an interesting set of finishing holes.
Definitely.
On the final day.
Yeah, so much can go wrong on both of these.
Mm-hmm. Holyn for another birdie to move to 8 down.
Holyn, one of only 6 on the day. Even though this hole's hard, I kind of like it.
I like it.
It's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I normally don't love
fair.
roped OB either, but I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think generally the course is well thought out.
Yeah.
Just a couple that are like a little weird, but I can forgive them for all of the really great hole designs out there.
Yeah, it looks like 8 down's going to be our hot round so far of the year. Owen Scoggins and Ella Hansen tied at 5 down. Valerie Mandahano going to wrap up our lead card tomorrow with that 4 down tied with Cadence Burge and Kat Mertsch on chase card. To be in the top 10, you got to be under par. Pretty classic FPO. Tomorrow, things are going to look really different. We are supposed to have rain in the forecast. The high is 52. North winds gusting up to 20 miles per hour. It's going to be, could be kind of nasty out there. We're hoping the precipitation holds off, but regardless, it's going to be a cold and blustery day, kind of different from our practice days. Just kidding. They were all like
They
that.
were all pretty, they weren't cold as much as blustery.
Yeah. But yeah, that's going to wrap up round 1.
Yeah, thanks for joining us for the feature card. Thanks to the Founders Club. If you're not already subscribed, help us reach 500,000 subscribers. Turn on your notifications. Do all the things that YouTube people do, please.
Well, alrighty then.
All right.
That's going to do it.
Yeah.
And we got 2 more rounds at this 3-round event. So please come hang with us tomorrow on Moving Day.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your 2 hockeys.
Honk.
Sunshine, get up on my body, know that truly I feel fine. Get up, watch your body, and I feel that sunshine. Get up on my body, know that truly I feel fine.